Hey soul family, welcome back to the channel. This is the White Feather Tarot, and in today's reading we're taking a look at how did you grow and change in 2024 and how will it benefit you in 2025. Can't wait to get into your reading, but first things first, Happy New Year everyone. I wish that this year brings you happiness, prosperity, great growth and manifestation for you to watch your dreams happening and coming true. With every bit of my heart to yours. And speaking of which, this morning I had a huge realization and an opening of heart. I felt, oh my God, we've been together as a soul family for 4 years. In 2 months, it's going to be 4 years. And I had this sudden opening of heart to open myself up a little bit with you guys in 2025, to connect more with you. When I usually do the readings, I am very focused on making sure that I look at the cards and tell you exactly what I'm seeing. And so that's, I don't put in a lot of myself or our connection during the reading. I find it a very sacred spiritual practice and I honor that. And so I felt this morning I want to do more things to connect with you guys, like, for example, videos, Q&A, so that we can get to know each other and connect, and as well as live readings, another way to connect this year, whether through tarot readings during the live or just general chit-chat together. I do have a very tight schedule, but I will make sure I'm able to make it happen here and there so that we can connect together, as well as other ways that we may organically discover together throughout the year. Just letting it open, happening the way it's meant to happen. No big plans, specific, I mean big plans, but just a goal of connecting with you guys this year. Throughout the years, I really feel we've grown together. We've connected a lot together. And although I'm a private person by nature, this is the internet after all, I really do want to open up and share a bit of myself and connect more. Yeah, so these are my plans this year. I thought I wanted to share it, especially with the first reading of the year. And yeah, let's get straight into it. Very excited. If you, of course, prefer to pick your piles using your zodiac signs, you will find a timestamp for that down below. But otherwise, let's pull out your cards and see what we have for today's reading. And let's see what we have for today's reading. So for pile number 1, you've got the Justice card. For pile number 2, you've got the Star card. And for pile number 3, you've got the Magician. If you prefer to pick your piles using your crystals, then let me add these right now. There we go. So for pile number 1, you've got the Moonstone. For pile number 2, you've got the Mookaite Jasper. And for pile number 3, you've got the Bloodstone point. So take a look at which one of these 3 piles you're the most drawn to, and this will be the pile for you here today. In case you feel drawn to more than one pile, maybe even all of the piles, trust your intuition. It's meant to show you in today's reading all about your growth, how you've changed, and how these changes and growth factors are going to help you in 2025 and make a huge difference in that way. I was really excited about today's reading. Sometimes we tend to forget just how much we've grown, how much effort we've put into something, and we always look ahead at what needs to get done and the challenges ahead of us. We forget just how much has changed and how these changes can really help us. So yeah, these are the intentions for today's reading. And once you're ready, you'll find the timestamps down in the description box. Click on your times, and I will see you in your readings. Please note that in a moment, I will be assigning different zodiac signs to each pile. And so if this is something that you do not prefer, please pause the video and take as much time as you need. But if you prefer to pick your piles using your signs, then my dear soul family, as you know, this part of the introduction was created specifically for you so that you can do just that. Whoa, we've got a sign. I think we're ready. So we've got Libra for pile number 1. Justice and Libra, absolutely. I would say if you've got any placement in your chart with Libra, I highly recommend this pile for you. Okay, so let's get straight into it. These are the signs for pile number 1. These are the signs for pile number 2. And these are the signs for pile number 3. Our infamous Capricorn is in pile number 3. All right, so let's see what we have. Pile 1, the signs are Libra, Taurus, Leo, as well as Scorpio. Pile number 2, the signs are Sagittarius, Aquarius, Gemini, as well as Virgo. The signs for pile number 3 are Capricorn, Pisces, Cancer, as well as Aries. And these are the signs for today's reading. Please feel free to pick your pile or piles using your sun, moon, or rising. I highly recommend you check out the 3. Alternatively, if you prefer to pick your piles using any other placements in your chart, please feel free to do that. These are just different suggestions to help you out. And once you're ready, you'll find the timestamps down in the description box. Click on your times, and I will see you in your reading. And guys, I have a new pick a pile section. I've noticed lately that a lot of you sometimes could feel like today the piles are confusing you, and you sometimes comment and say, hey Reem, would you pick my pile today? And sometimes you prefer to pick your piles using your zodiac signs, the crystals, the cards, but you're not feeling it today. You just want your pile to be picked for you. It happens sometimes, right? So I am including a new section called Spirit Pick My Pile. This section is there for you for the days where you are a little bit confused, or you just want your pile picked for you, or perhaps it's your preferred method. All of this is absolutely okay. Remember, don't let anyone influence you and tell you, oh, that's the crystals are the best way, this is the best way. Each one's best way is the best way for them. This is true. But for you, whatever you prefer is the right way for you now. Trust your process in your journey. Okay, so this is a new section where, you never know. It might turn out to be the best way to pick your pile, So I have pulled out 3 cards: the Magician for pile 1, the High Priestess for pile 2, and the Empress for pile number 3, based on their numerology, of course. We're going to shuffle the cards, and this will be your new section. Spirit, what is your pile? What is their pile? The people in this part of the introduction? What is their pile, please, Spirit? Let's count to 3. 1, 2, and 3. One standing out. The Empress, pile number 3 today. So I hope you enjoy this new Pick a Pile section. And my dear soul family, I will see you in your readings. Hi, pile number 1. Welcome to your reading. Today we're taking a look at how you grew and changed in 2024 and how this will benefit you in 2025. How this growth and change will benefit you in 2025. Welcome to your reading, guys. These are the decks that I'll be using in your reading today. If you're interested in knowing the names of any of them, you'll find that I always list them below. And very quickly, let me introduce your pile to you. Your crystal is the beautiful Moonstone. Your significator card is the Justice card. Let's go again. And if you've picked your pile using your zodiac signs, then in that case, the signs for this pile are Libra, Taurus, Leo, and Scorpio. Welcome to your reading. If these are not your signs, please don't worry about it. It's just another way for others to pick their piles as well. Okay. Let's pull out your last oracle card. Thank you so much. And see what we've got. So where do we begin? Let's start with this one. You've got the indecisive blacksmith. We'll read the story of this card, which will give us a huge perspective at what we're looking at. But for now, the keywords here are yearning, dissatisfaction, and remorse. All right. Let's keep that here. You've got reciprocity with the mother. Right? You've got lamb. If I place this here, would you see it? Kind of. I think you would this way. Right. So you've got Sun in Sagittarius with exploration. Interesting. I'm so curious now about this pile. Don't know what it's about yet, but I mean, the energies are, in my opinion, seem to be different a little bit. But let's see. Let's pull out a chakra card. I'll take this one. And then we take a look at your tarot cards. So, my dear pile number 1, how did you grow and change in 2024? And how will this growth and change benefit you in 2025? So, you've got an overactive throat chakra card with I talk and my voice can be dominating. Interesting. Okay. Should I put it here or should I put it there? No, I think I want the tarot cards to be on the same level, so we can always place it here. Okay, so you've got the 4 of Cups. Oh, these came together. I'll definitely read them together. You've got the Chariot with the fairy wind, as well as the Emperor with the Forest Lord. So we keep these there together. Another 2 cards coming up together. Wow. Okay, so you've got the Ace of Boons, the Ace of Pentacles, as well as Suspension with the Hanged Man. These 2 came together. Keep them together in this way. You've got, we can create just a little bit of a gap. There we go. You've got the 10 of Pentacles. Wow. From the Hanged Man to the 10 of Pentacles. this must have been a huge change. Wow. Okay. You've got the Three of Swords. Do you have space for one more card? Yes, you do. And you've got the Ace of Swords. 2 aces. That's definitely some form of new beginning here. Not sure yet what it is, but there's definitely a new beginning. What have you done? 4 of Cups suggests that you finally made a change on something that you seem to have been inactive with. Like something that used to make you super unsatisfied. You seem to be waiting here in this specific 4 of Cups, like waiting for something to happen for you, for a change to happen, maybe realizing that this change is never going to happen. Something about you waiting for something and then you decide that you got to make a change if you want to see a difference, kind of thing. So that's the first thing I'm picking up here. But instead of guessing, but it's definitely something I'm seeing here for sure. That's our first clue. Instead of guessing, I wanted to say, let's take a look at the summary of this story in your, it's not the significator card, but it's in your story card. So it's called The Indecisive Blacksmith. The Indecisive Blacksmith, page 19. Let's see what this is all about. So it says the Moon Man. Right, yearning, dissatisfaction, remorse. We've seen that before. So a discontented, yes, discontented, right. A discontented blacksmith yearned for the lives others live, as he perceived them as better than his. Aided by a deity, he transformed into a stone, the sun, and beyond. Wow. Each transformation brought a cycle of never-ending desire for something else. The deity eventually grew tired of the blacksmith's complaints, and when the blacksmith requested to be the moon and became satisfied once more, the deity left him in the sky to live as a moon forever. When this card appears, it serves as a gentle warning to examine your own desires. Are you chasing endless wishes without finding satisfaction? Understanding that the pursuit of a fanciful idea can lead to perpetual dissatisfaction. Instead, focus on finding peace and joy in the journey you are on, for it is in this acceptance that true happiness can be found. Yes, it looks like you were searching for something because we have the sun in Sagittarius here. It does look to me, it's the first thing I've noticed, right? That you're dissatisfied with something. And while your story doesn't have to be exactly this blacksmith story, because this blacksmith kind of gives me the energy of someone who's very blessed in life with the 10 of Pentacles here, especially in your reading. I'm not saying that this is your story. It could be, but I'm saying there's this energy of looking beyond what you have. Like, and that's okay. Look, having dreams and wanting for the wonderful things in life is a beautiful thing to have. But there is something about not being satisfied in life, waiting for something at least. I have a feeling with the Hanged Man and the Lamb that you felt sacrificed with something in life. And look, the energies are there. You felt it and it really happened, obviously. You were, look at that, you were really sacrificed, and it looks like it was hot. It wasn't easy, and nobody can take that from you, for sure. So it seems like you were sacrificed with something in life. Something didn't go right. I can see the heartache with the Three of Swords, but you can see the change in thought with the Ace of Swords, and that is what the reading is about. It does look to me like last year you've managed to find your balance. Yes, you've realized that you haven't had some things that were important to you, but it seems like you've reached some form of acceptance, some form of maybe gratitude, excitement about life. I feel like you've been more nurturing towards yourself, like saying, hey, it's okay to want these things, of course, but constantly feeling the sadness or the dissatisfaction. There's a lot of crying here. It's not going to do anything. And you know what this could also mean? If this doesn't resonate with you, then it means that you've gone through difficulties and it was time to wipe your tears. It was time to wipe your tears from the dissatisfactions that happened to you. So either this or that. Instead of looking towards the past and what you've lost, what you didn't have, what's not coming, there's something about your energy of picking yourself up this year, the 2024, I mean. It says here, I claim my voice, or I talk and my voice can be dominating. I feel like it's the year where you finally heard the loudest sound, the loudest message you've been getting. And that was that you've been sacrificing yourself as well as your potential with all of this sadness and the waiting. That's been happening. And while you have gone through a lot and you have been sacrificed, continuing to go on a perpetual, continuous cycle of being sacrificed, this time by yourself, is really what you've realized last year that you've been doing, I mean. And although you realize that you've been carrying a lot, you decided to find your balance. And yes, you're carrying this heaviness, but you decided to take it step by step and find your step again. You have really nurtured yourself last year. Wow, with the mother here. And you hearing that loud voice of don't sacrifice yourself. You can take back command of your life. That shift in thought that you've done has started taking you on a great, exciting journey of exploration. It has given you a lot of groundedness last year. And it's put you on the path of great abundance. While you're not there yet, but you're definitely on the way. You can see here that you're leaving your old world and you're moving into your new. You're nearly there in terms of your heaviness being offloaded, or at least not as heavy, because that's nearly there. And then you have some steps to take to reach to this great abundance with the 10 of Pentacles. But you're starting to feel grounded. Most importantly, it looks like things have started to move for the very first time after a time of waiting. That movement, got the gap here, that movement started to give you more stability. So your different actions, your different mindset has prompted this change within you. You've started moving, and the more you moved, the more you've realized that you were gaining groundedness, stability. Something changed, because this is the Ace of Pentacles. Something changed here. What is this ring about? I forgot what this is about. Did I read this before? Hold on, let me get the guidebook. What's that ring about? I can't remember. Aces. Ace of Pentacles. The enchanted ally for boons is the Toad. Okay. First things first. Never confuse a toad with a frog. Oh, so let me just say here that the first thing that changed, before we get to the ring, the first thing that changed is how you view yourself, my dear pile number one. It's like, hey, never confuse a toad with a frog. It's like you've realized that, yes, while you were sacrificed and you had all these maybe different ideas about yourself, now you've learned so much about yourself. Actually, you've learned who you really are. And you're never to confuse these two ever again. Yes, you did nurture yourself, didn't you? That's why you have an overactive throat chakra. There's this empowerment that happened last year, it seems. Where's the ring? The toad's gift to you is a toadstone ring. Toadstones are not the most attractive amulets, perhaps, but their powers is legendary. A toadstone is an all-purpose antidote and changes color in the presence of any poison. Wow, okay. Toadstone rings also protect against curses and other supernatural mischief. Yeah, it looks like there's a lot of sadness here. And so that's why I'm saying nobody can take from you ever the difficulties that you've gone through. It does look like with suspension that you've been sacrificed one way or the other. And you've gone through a lot. You've cried through a lot. It's totally understandable why you felt this dissatisfaction. But there's something about how when you changed and how when you started seeing yourself differently, figuratively speaking, from a frog to a toad, you've understand, they may look similar, but they're definitely not the same. There's something about how you view yourself that has shifted as you nurtured yourself. And when that view has shifted, you somehow started protecting yourself from the negative energy that was really all encompassing you. You can see it in the opposite here. Here, you can see the energy is warding off, is coming out. Here, you can see the tough energies frying that hangman. And so, yes, there was, it seems, energy that was wreaking havoc in your life, and it was making it super hot, super tough to endure. Again, I will say that you had every right to feel that you were sacrificed. That pain was absolutely justifiable. Any pain in the world is justifiable. I mean to say, to feel this way is not acting like a victim. In your case, it was really tough, for sure. And just like the story, you've reached a point where you realized that your continuous pain and dissatisfaction and sorrow over the past and the things that are currently happening weren't going to help you any longer. If anything, it was going to now start making it worse. You've reached a breaking point of realizing that's not going to help me anymore. And instead of crying over it and complaining over it and feeling dissatisfied, you heard yourself. Your voice has changed. Throat chakra was overactive last year, where you're like, no, I'm not going to allow this to happen any longer. And there is a form of great movement that happened. Although you put in a lot of effort and the movement was kind of heavy, but it was still a great change and a great movement forward, as opposed to what used to happen in the past. And things started becoming exciting last year. I would say with the number 9, maybe around September. I could be wrong, but just an intuitive feeling. You started feeling like life is becoming exciting. You started going on your own journey of making change. You started treating yourself differently. Instead of maybe crying over that pressure, you started encouraging yourself, nurturing yourself, started clapping with your first steps. Yay! We've done it. Something like that. You found your strength with every move that you made. And you've shifted the way you looked at yourself, and that gave you power to ward off, by the way, all of that bad energy that was surrounding you. Why did you have such bad energy here? My dear pile number 1. What's that? Whoa. Yeah, you've got the death card with black shuck. Black shuck. Wow, that was powerful. Whoa, Keeper of Spells. That's the King of Wands. Keeper of Spells. Wow, guys. I don't know how to say that, but Death card, Keeper of Spells. So for some of you, right? I'm sure this is not all of you, but for some of you, this could be literal. Like somebody tried to create a spell on you. And by the way, it doesn't have to be like an actual spell of someone putting things in the cauldron and going, you know? Although it could be that some of you had someone do a spell or something, you know, it exists. But for a lot of you, it could have been a nasty person that you're around, someone who was like a narcissistic, like someone who just had terrible energy. And it's that manipulation that they put you through, that and the way they use their power, that maybe affected in how you started thinking, affected your energy level, affected maybe how you saw yourself. We did see the frog and the toad, brought you a lot of pain, and in general lowered your frequency. And so in that way, that affected the energy around you, and it was so extreme. I feel like with all of the orange here in the Hanged Man, it affected your sacral chakra, as well as with all of the reds here, your root chakra, your stability, your desire for, that's why you were feeling like you're not feeling it, and thus you weren't receiving from the universe. A lot has happened there due to that terrible energy. So it's obviously something that the experience that you've gone through before, it was terrible. Thanks, my God. The liar. You've been dealing with liars. This is the Devil card. A toxic person, a liar, a manipulator. What's that? 10 of Cups. 10 of Cups is the card of family. You know, for some of you, this could have even been a family. I'm so sorry, my dear pile number 1. I really feel so sorry about what happened for you. I really am. So, yeah, the cards here have popped out to explain what's happening here. Okay, so now we understand. We don't want to get into that energy anymore. Let's clear that energy out. Yep, go back. A claps to remove the energy. There we go. So here, like we can see, you've really worked on yourself last year. You found your voice. You've maybe even a little bit to the extreme with overactive throat chakra. You've found your voice, found yourself, found your direction, found your strength, and remembered who you are very well. And you've taken yourself out of this sacrificial energy by nurturing yourself. And to you, it wasn't really about speed. It was about moving in balance. And that turned out to move you rather quickly. I meant to say turned out to be beneficial in moving you rather quickly, at least much quicker than you thought. I see you now moving towards a great straight line path towards abundance. That is happening, just so you know, with the 3 of Swords and the Ace of Swords, just so you can keep holding on to that. That is happening due to a shift in mindset, a decision with the Ace of Swords that you've taken that's changing and reversing the pain that you used to go through, reversing the situation and the energy you're going through, and is moving you directly towards your abundance. Let's, just out of curiosity, and also to help you hold on to that thought, thank you. What is that shift in mindset that you've had? Moonlight, that's the Moonstone. First of all, I see you've become even more spiritual last year. Oh, look at that rabbit looking at the moon. The rabbit would probably be saying, there's a difference between a rabbit and a hare, you know. So there's something about you finding or being more super spiritual, feeling super spiritual last year in 2024. Yeah. Connecting, maybe you were able to connect, or you felt like the universe was connecting with you. Look, these are two moons here. There's high spirituality here. Even in this card, we've had the story of the blacksmith being connected to a deity. So you've connected with the universe, with God, with what you believe, with your spirit guides. I feel like you've been seeing magic last year. You've connected with magic, you've connected with spirituality, and that definitely has affected your ways of thinking. The sunlight, wow. You've decided to heal, the sun card. You've decided to heal. You've taken an active decision to become more positive and happier, which means you've gotten into the energy of gratitude. You've changed your vibration basically with the music here. You've changed your frequency and vibration. As you've become more spiritual, that has assisted you greatly in becoming, I want to say, more positive, although positivity now can be mistranslated into toxic positivity, but you know what I mean. I think you've increased your vibration. It's higher, I mean. Your vibration is much higher than before. So while this manipulative person or people or family or what, close people, by the way, Ten of Cups, yes, it's family, but it doesn't have to be family. It could be close people that you loved in your life. While they could have been the ones to initially lower your vibration through their negative energy, which is something we definitely saw here, you yourself and your connection with spirituality last year were able to raise your frequency. So you've probably done what is high frequency? High frequency is love. High frequency is gratitude. High frequency is acceptance. High frequency is desire and dreams, you know, things like that. These are the high frequencies. Belief in your dreams, moving towards your dreams. It's, what's the word called? Passion. Yes, that's the word I'm looking for. Passion, being passionate about things again and about your dreams. Opening your heart to look at the desires that you want to achieve for yourself. Healing, focus healing. All of that. There's high vibration for sure. You've attuned, do you see? You've attuned to the universe. You've attuned to the heavenly bodies, to the universe. That's the shift in mindset here. It's a shift of thoughts that led you to high frequencies. So this could be things like, it's okay, I'll take it step by step. I don't have to come out of this right away. Or things like, it's okay that I've gone through this. I can always pick myself up and be my own manifester instead of waiting for things to happen. You really found your voice last year, at least with yourself. You've worked very hard at healing your inner child last year. There was a huge focus there. It's like if no one's there for you, you're definitely have been there for yourself. So beautiful. My dear pile number one. So beautiful. Right, so you started an exciting journey with Sun in Sagittarius for sure last year, and it seems like it's going to continue and reach an awesome destination this year with the Ten of Pentacles. So where are you going this year, and how is this new attitude, new change of attitude? Because you've managed to do it in such a high frequency. That's why you've got the energy warding off and being the bad one and being strong. And by the way, I forgot this. The lamb archetype is also a highly spiritual archetype. So yeah, you've got both aspects here. While you were sacrificed in the past, that has led you to become super psychic. I remember very well that this archetype was associated with spirituality. So where are you going this year, and how is your newfound attitude, newfound thoughts, empowered voice and thoughts are helping you this year, and where are you going? Wow, the Six of Spells. This is the Six of Wands. So I have a double reading here. First of all, you're going to succeed this year. Look at the dragon. It has hatched. Everyone's so happy about it. And once the dragon has hatched, my dear, this is like power that nobody can stop. So I see you moving towards success this year, success in the direction that you wanted to go towards. And once the dragon has hatched, there's no going back, my friends. There's no going back. This is newfound power that nobody can take from you. You found your power. Yeah. So yeah. The second message that I'm seeing here with the Six of Spells, we did see spells here. And so remember when I told you, it looks like that bad energy of this person or this people really affected you. Now your thoughts and your new attitude is becoming your new spells. Nothing can stand in your way. Your thoughts, your energy have become a spell that's working for you, and it's making things happen. This year, you're going to feel the blessings. You're going to feel like an aura of blessings around you, a feel-good energy. Like you just know things are going to be good. You just know things are going to be bad. So while you felt that strong bad energy before, we're just calling it bad and good for the reading's sake, you're going to feel blessed. Just an air of blessings. A feeling like everything is going to be okay. A feeling like everything's going to work out for you. A feeling like it's all going to be great. That everything is conspiring to make things happen for you. Yes. Two of Spells. Look at that. Guys, it's crazy, but don't these look like pregnancy tests? Crazy, I know. But it does look like that, right? So the egg, the pregnancy test, I'm not saying the child, I'm not the womb, just saying. I'm not saying if you don't want a child, you're going to get a child. I'm just saying that if you do want a child, by the way, that is going to happen. That's all I'm saying. As for everyone else, this looks to me like what you're envisioning with the Two of Wands, you're going to achieve just like a spell with the Six of Spells. You see what I'm saying? It's the birth, what you envision in your mind this year. I think you've reached, that's your golden mindset. That's why you keep getting spirituality. Now I understand why you're getting so many moon cards. I get it. Something shifted in the way you thought. And I want to tell you something, but please don't take it the wrong way. You were rather lucky. And I say this loosely. Please be open-minded as you hear me. You're lucky that you've gone through this difficulty. Why? Nobody wants to go through difficulties. I understand. But because of that extreme, You were able to understand something at a deep spiritual level that nobody is able to fully understand like you. And that has unlocked the true understanding of high vibration for you. You were really able to reach like high vibration that maybe most people are trying to reach and can't. And while there are many paths that one can reach this sort of enlightenment, because we did see the sun card, I really think you've reached some form of enlightenment. Maybe not in every area of your life, but at least in that area. This pile has reached high levels of spirituality last year. And it is, there are, like I said, there are different ways to reach enlightenment, to reach that type of vibration. They say that people are able to reach it in different ways. But it seems like for you, it was going through that difficulty that was able to get you in touch with that form of enlightenment. And again, we wish nobody in the world to ever go through something difficult like that. Not even me. I'm never wishing that you would ever go through that. In fact, I wish you would only have a lovely, beautiful life. But I am saying that you are lucky to have reached this form of enlightenment. Ninth house, Sagittarius, that's, what is it called? A philosophy in life. You've reached a certain understanding, philosophy. Something has truly sunk in where nobody can take from you who you've become or the vibration that you have now. Nobody. Not even going back to these things that happened before. And mind you, reaching that form of vibration, this means that you've transcended this sort of experience. You will never go back to an experience like that. That's why you have an overactive throat chakra again. You've really heard yourself. You heard the message loud and clear. You are also, you're hearing the universe loud and clear. There's high vibration, just like the sound or the flute that we've seen. That represents vibration, high vibration. Crazy how we're seeing this card, but it is that. Overactive throat chakra thing. Cards don't have to be read exactly, but you have to see how they synchronize with the other cards, right? And that's the sort of synchronicity I'm picking up, especially when we saw the flute in your sun card. So there's high vibration. You've reached the high vibration through your thoughts. Like I said, that only you are able to, yes, and when I say only you, this is for real. Enlightenment, that only very few people get to reach enlightenment, whether it's in an area or in all areas of life. I'm sure if you've reached enlightenment, that's like, or you're really getting there, you're very lucky, is all I'm saying. Pile number 1, you're very lucky. So you've reached a high vibration, you're really getting there, and it looks like you will see that this year, how this new attitude, these new ways of thinking, how are they going to affect your 2025? Or, well, get a load of this. You're going to start envisioning things with the Two of Wands and seeing it pop out in your life, just like spells. Wow. And remember, I did tell you that I've also seen here that at least the heaviness is about to be offloaded very soon, in the beginning of your 2025. And then all that's left is for you to take a couple of steps forward to you with the 10 of Pentacles, seeing your dreams coming true like popcorn, one after the other. Ultimate manifestation and abundance. All right, let's get the final cards. You've got the Green Mother. This is the Empress. And look at that. Is this a coincidence? I'm just going to leave it there because that's not a coincidence. You've got the Five of Cups. Look at this story with the Five of Cups. You know, we got to stop there. My God, your cards. You know, this is the story of the girl who kept running after her golden ball. She was scared and going, no! And it's led her up to her prince. She's about to kiss this frog, and this frog is about to turn into her charming prince. It could literally mean you're going to find your charming person, right? Lover this year. All of this disappointment, that's the Five of Cups, the sadness, the disappointment, surprise, surprise, and your work towards it to run, to make a change, which we saw here and here, it's going to lead you to the very huge blessing that you were supposed to reach all along in your spiritual journey. Because you've awoken to that voice, to that understanding, started nurturing yourself properly, found love within yourself. You're not looking for love outside of you. You found it with yourself. Look at that. This is crazy. This is leading to something huge this year. That's why I've got the Ten of Pentacles. No, I'm so curious now. What are you reaching this year? What is that Prince Charming for the collective? We've got 2 cards. So you've got the Weaver of Boons. This is the Queen of Pentacles. And this is the Keeper of Challenges with the King of Swords. I'm seeing several things. First of all, I am seeing a king and a queen. So it could mean for some of you that it's actually love, although this person might look on the outside as very different from you. And you could be very different in many ways, but it seems like you're a dream come true to both of you, because the Queen of Pentacles is the queen that lives in the realms of her dreams. So this is where I'm getting the dream. You're going to live a dream life together. You are different than each other, but will love your lives together. Oh my God. And this is what the frog turning into a prince could represent in your case. So that's the first thing. The second thing, the Queen of Pentacles, like I just said, is the queen that works hard and achieves the things that she wants and starts living that awesome life that she has because of the work that she's put in. So it looks like the steps that you are taking are in fact going to give you a lot of abundance and fulfillment this year with the Queen of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles. Finally, with the King of Swords, your whole path this year is going to allow you to reach brilliant conclusions to many important questions and things that you are wondering about. How do I heal this? Why did this happen to me? How can I deal with difficult people like that? How do I achieve my dreams? How do I do this? How do I do that? So you have many unanswered questions, and you are going to be taken down a path this year and have your hot questions fully answered, fully fulfilled. Not only that, but you get to use these jewels to your favor strategically in whatever else you want to create in your life. Fantastic year for you, my dear pile number 1. I genuinely enjoyed doing this reading for you, but this is an awesome year for you. Mark my words. You've seen it in your cards. The energies can't lie, my dear pile number 1. They can't lie. This can't be a coincidence. Congratulations because of all of your dear hard efforts. Congratulations on changing your philosophy of life in that way. And may the surprises that are to come for you be a wondrous, magical world that you will forever bask in, experience, and love. This was your reading, and if you've enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. And my dear pile number 1, I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye! Hi, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. Today, we're taking a look at... Today, we're taking a look at how you've grown and changed in 2024 and how will this benefit you in 2025. Can't wait to get into your reading. I really enjoyed pile number 1's reading. Let's see what you have. If you're interested in knowing the names of the decks that I'm using, you'll find that I always list them below. And very quickly, let me introduce your pile to you. Your crystal is the beautiful Mookaite Jasper. Your significator card is the Star card. And if you've picked your pile using your zodiac signs, then in that case, the signs for this pile are Sagittarius, Aquarius, Gemini, and Virgo. Welcome to reading, guys. If these are not your signs, please don't worry about it. It's just another way for others to pick their piles as well. Oh, look, we already have one here. Right, let's take a look at your oracle cards first and see what you have. So you've got the story of Battle of Two Roosters. Peric, I think is how this word is spelled, pronounced. I'll check what it means in a moment. Think Peric, pursuit and omens. Let me check. Very interesting word, Peric. So it means a victory that's won at too great a cost to have been worthwhile for the victor. Right, let's see. Oh, let's put it there. There we go. You've got indecision with the freeze. You've got sovereignty, self-empowerment, and wow, look at that eagle or hawk, right? You've got the cosmic egg. Again, wow. This seems to be big. Yeah, you've got the star card as your significator card. You've got the sun in Aquarius with idealism. Wow. Okay. What happened here? What happened here? And you've got the overactive sacral chakra with I feel clingy. And the keyword love as well. Well, it's very opposite to the Aquarius energy, which is more like detached. So we've got detached and clingy here. Very opposite energies. Right, let's take a look at your tarot cards and see what you've got. Right. We'll stop there for now, and then we can always add more. So you've got the Three of Wands with established strength. And if you're wondering why the keywords are different than the meanings of, like, for example, with established strength and the Three of Wands, that's because this is a Thoth deck. That's why you might find differences. And you've got Nine of Swords with despair and cruelty. The Five of Pentacles with material trouble. The Nine of Pentacles, material happiness. Whoa, that can't be a coincidence because Five of Pentacles, Nine of Cups, but both are material, either trouble or happiness. Okay. You've got the Fool card. Interesting Fool card. We'll talk about it in a moment. The Devil card. I don't know. I feel like we can place one more card, no? I think most of it will be in screen. If anything, we can just place it like this. You've got the Two of Pentacles with harmonious change. Harmonious change. So, what are we seeing? Well, let's start off the reading, I guess, with something to help us kick off what we're seeing. And that's the story, right? Let's take a look at the story card here. to start grasping an energy, because I definitely see different energies, but I'm not sure yet where is the change. Is it change in the material? I'm sure that's one of the things that are changing or has changed. You did establish strength, but let's just grasp an idea about what we're looking at. We're seeing differences here in clingy versus detached. Oh, clingy and detached. You've been hold on. You've been desiring like something material. You really wanted something and you've been clinging, needing it. And I think when you've detached, not that you don't desire it anymore, not that you're not pursuing it anymore, but you're not clinging to it either. And I think when you've reached that with the cosmic egg, the universe, you felt that the universe was started to interact with you differently, especially that the star card here is playing the piano, and you can see the frequency forming stars that is reaching the heavens. So there's something about you working, but your frequency has changed because you're not so clinging to something, and that is starting to show you a manifestation. Well, that's my observation, but let's take a look at the story first. So you've got the Battle of Two Roosters. So in fact, the first card here, first story, page number 6. It's a story from Brunei. Okay. Perik, Pursuit and Omens. It says this story narrates how two rulers seeking to resolve their feud through a rooster duel. Oh yes, I read this story before actually. Lost their prized birds to the sea. Divine intervention transformed these roosters into islands, a reminder of the self-destructiveness of using violence to solve disputes. This card advises caution in the relentless pursuit of an adversary, warning of self-destruction in the process. Recognize when to halt after achieving success, lest you snatch defeat from the jaws of victory. How beautifully is this written? Lest you snatch defeat from the jaws of victory. Wow. Okay. Display restraint and wisdom by acknowledging when goals are met and grievances must be released. Well, you know, there's something about what I just read here that's actually quite close to pile number 1. The idea of looking at things differently was definitely something in pile number 1. So I would say if you were drawn to pile number 1 and you would like to expand on your reading, find out more, if you're drawn to it, it's definitely going to expand the reading for you. But let's get into your reading itself. It looks like with the freeze here and what I just read, you know, snatching defeat from the jaws of victory. Oh my God, I'm going to write this in my journal today. This is brilliant. Snatch, it's like, you know, it talks about how an extreme of an energy can lead to its opposite. So how overstretching your power can lead to weakness, how overstretching your want can lead to greed, thus the lack. Okay, I think I'm supposed to now really reflect on your cards better. While what I've noticed must be true, but I think your story gave us a deeper perspective. What happened there? Were you, I think here in this pile, there's something about you having overactive, you had the over energy of something, like you were blessed in something, you overdid it and understood how that leads to lack, and so you detached and you're returning to abundance. This is probably why I've got the devil card here. You got so attached to something that was going so well in your life. I got it. Which means that you've had something great. And the better it got, the more attached you grew towards it. Attachment again with the devil card. The better it got, the more attached you got to it. And the bigger the fear of losing it became, the more you pursued it, the more you clung to it, the more you were afraid of losing it, the more you felt like you were losing it, until it froze you to some point. You couldn't take any decisions. You were afraid about everything that you've done here. Until, with cruelty and despair, there came a point where you lost the very thing you were afraid to lose the whole time. You reached that point, whether that was last year or even before. That point has come. At the very least, with material trouble, it being super close of losing it had come. Something within you in that moment changed. You've been clinging onto it and so afraid for so long and so protective, and I think with the wolf here and the roosters, and so aggressive towards your approach of not losing it. And the desires became stronger, that when you did, in fact, come to a very close point of losing it and feeling that despair and the cruelty of it all, I think something within you detached. You know, you've reached that pinnacle. It's that line. That line, it really blows my mind. Snatching defeat from the jaws of victory. Who wrote that? Brilliant. That's exactly what happened. Amidst the victory, it was your fear and your clinginess that snatched what felt like a loss from a place of victory. And look, established strength, sovereignty, self-empowerment. There's something about that moment of you holding on and it getting worse that clicked for you last year. Now that's the last year part. Something clicked last year. Whether this is all last year or not, that part I know is last year. This is what the reading is about, what changed last year. In the moment of despair and what you felt was cruel, you just let it go. And a new type of strength happened. There's a freezing moment here of being confused with indecision, generally not knowing what to do. Like, what? Did anyone see this? What? I'm confused. Like, didn't I do this? Didn't I do that? Did I do this? Did I do that? Without realizing energetically, you just snatched the yin from the yang, you know? Took the unfortunate from the fortune and realized that you know, when you work so hard on something and it just doesn't work anymore, you're not so attached to it anymore. There's something that we go through inside of us that lets us just throw it, you know, just let it go, at least not throw the whole thing, but you know, it's called throw in the towel. Exactly. You threw in the towel. You're like, whatever. Yeah. Whatever happens. A moment of deep realization. There's a new page here with the Fool. New page on how you approach this. You approach this new way of feeling detached secretly. No one can see that. And I say that because, of course, here you've got Harpocrates, the Greek god of silence. that's a silent power. Do you see how Harpocrates is the one holding that great monster, the great wolf? And so it became your secret silent power. Okay, why has silence become your power? I'm curious about that. It seems like this silence, first of all, is able to create change, but one that's in harmony. What does silence power mean? I really want to know. So you've got the strength card. Ooh, okay. But still, how is silence still? The green line and the red line in alchemy. Interesting. And the Seven of Cups with illusionary success. Let me think about that. Quite a sophisticated pile for sure. Long story short, before we get into the details, you've gone into a strong form of transformation, of removing the impurities that were holding your strength. That's why you came out very strong, established strength. So for example, let's say you're a great manifestor and it is that imbalanced sacral chakra that showed up, slowing down, or acted like the impurities of slowing your manifestation process down, for example. And so something about your silence, and I don't know how you did it, and I can't figure it out entirely yet, but I'm getting there. You found something about silence that took out the impurities in your process of becoming a strong manifestor. And I say that because the green line in alchemy, as you may know, it talks about the impurity, the solvent that removes the impurities during the process of the philosopher's stone, turning regular metal into gold. So symbolically, it's about removing the impurities. And that's not just the only part of the process, but here we can see a focus on removing the impurities, which allowed you to reach your full potential, because it looks like you're already there. We did read a story about someone who was so fortunate that and then became unfortunate, right? Did the wrong actions, thus the impurities, and you were on the brink of going from very fortunate to very unfortunate, for example. And it looks like it was the impurities. And I feel like here is the clinginess. So at least we have that understanding. Something about your silence allowed you to be able to remove the clinginess. Why would silence, I'm going to figure it out. Why would silence remove that clingy feeling? Is this silence towards yourself? Because the strength card is working with raw, strong energy, but learning how to work with it in harmonious change, rather than fighting it. So there's something about perhaps the silence inside you is something about not engaging with the strong emotions that you get. Oh, I want this so much, not engaging with it, thus being able to be in touch with your manifestation strong powers without weakening it with the impurity of clinging. And so I think you've reached a balanced sacral chakra, or let's say you've removed or healed these feelings of clinginess by silencing the overactive desire, or overactive sacral chakra, silencing the overactive sacral chakra. Not, see, there's a balance here, working with this energy harmoniously. It's not like you don't want this thing anymore, but you're not engaging with it either. You're allowing yourself to want something, but you're not going, oh, I want it has to come. You see what I'm trying to say? You found that balance, that sacral chakra. That chakra is raw energy, and learning to work with this energy harmoniously is key. Because that's why we talk about balanced sacral chakra, overactive, underactive. Balance is key. You don't want to be underactive, you don't want to be overactive, you want to learn how to balance that energy. It seems you've balanced it by wanting it but being detached. And you've done this successfully by silencing silence means not interacting. You're not interacting with this desire. Like, yes, you want it, yes, you're working hard, but you're not like, oh, when is it coming? Oh, how is this going to happen? When this happens, I'm going to do this. You want it, you know you're going to be happy, but you're happy now before it happens. You're happy now, you're good now. If it comes, you're going to be happy. It's all good. Illusionary success gives me a feeling of, with the Seven of Cups, illusionary success, there's something about, I don't know if this means you've learned to think you're successful. I'm not going to cancel anything out, but I think there's a deeper meaning here that I'm not seeing. What did you reach with the illusionary success? So we're looking at the process of how your silence allowed you to reach your full potential of strength and continuing to get the thing that you want, that you had, and now you have it in a healthy way. I don't know, did you believe that you're living in success? Or with the illusion card, something about the Seven of Cups that I really like actually is only you seeing something that could be seen as crazy by everyone else. So this means illusionary success could mean, I just had an idea and I hope I don't lose it. This means, something about you knowing it's gonna work out. Right, look. Yes. Something about holding on but releasing. Like you're doing your best to keep it, to achieve it, whatever this is. That's why I've got the star card as your significator card. Something about you knowing you're going to get it. Whether it comes through the direct efforts that you're putting in, or something else happens, but you understand that you're putting in the energetic efforts and that is going to work out one way or the other. How, you don't know. Even you don't see it with the Seven of Cups. You don't see it, others don't see it, but the difference with illusionary success is that you know nonetheless that it's going to work out, whether it's going to work out in the way that in the path that you're going on directly or some other way. And that's what I'm translating in your energy. And such a sophisticated process here, pile number 2. You've gone through such a sophisticated process in your pile. And that's how you cured the detachment. That's how you're able to work with this tricky energy, holding the 2. And that is wanting more, loving the great things that are happening in your life, but at the same time detaching, holding the 2, the clingy and the detached, or let's not call it clingy anymore, the wanting and the detached. You've managed to work with the 2 energies. Brilliant. So how is this changing things for you in 2025? Now that's the real question. You've reached a form of power that can only reach up to the stars. At this point, having that type of understanding Having that type of power is being in touch with raw power from the source. That's why you've established strength, sovereignty. There's nothing that can stop you now. What am I seeing? I'm seeing in 2025, you going now from the lack to being abundant and happy with that material aspect that you were going after. That's why you've got the cosmic egg, which is related to the energy of the universe, the creation of the universe. So you've tapped into the universe, you've tapped into, truly tapped into the energy of creation in the universe. Nothing can stop you now. It's like you've plugged into that energy, and that's done. You know, nothing can stop you from receiving now. And I see that in 2025, you're going from that energy of lack to full fulfillment. A lot of happiness when it comes to satisfying that material aspect, because first of all, you've learned how to work with that energy. And second of all, most and very importantly, is because you're receiving that material aspect that you really wanted from the very beginning, that you were fighting so hard for. So how is this going to happen for you? Let's find out together. You've got the Ace of Wands. Wow, talk about getting in touch and holding on to raw energy. That's Ace of Wands. Being in touch with the raw energy. Yeah, like I said, you've plugged into that energy. The rest is history. Once you plug into that energy, there's no going back. And you've got the Queen of Cups. So how are you going there this year? Through your emotions. It's funny how your cards are showing it. You've attuned your emotions correctly. Yes, that's what we've seen here. Queen of Cups. You've attuned your emotions correctly. So the thing that was standing in your way, well, yes, we know that. Clingy. Yes, yeah, I forgot. So sorry. Okay. And you've got the King of Wands power. Look, from the Ace to the King, you fulfill your wishes. You used to cling, but from the Ace to the King, you flap your wing, watching the blessings it will bring. And so, in 2025, the details don't matter anymore in the material world. What is happening, really happening, and how you're using this change in 2025 is that you've now gotten in touch with the pure energy of manifestation, or the source of whatever it is that you desired here. By attuning your emotions, there's balance in your emotions. Balance. Looking after what you want and making sure your emotions are stable. That's silence we've discussed. That is flapping your wing. That is leading to full fulfillment of the abundance that it will bring. And yeah, my dear pile number 2, very impressive what you've done. And I really hope I've even given you justice here. But this is as much as I can come close to the sort of sophisticated work you've done. If you would wish to help others with what you've come up through, I'm sure we would all love to read it. But all the best of luck. It seems like this is the process you've gone through, or perhaps are going through, and this is the sort of change that you're going through and the sort of change you will see in 2025. I wish you the best of luck with that. And if you've enjoyed your reading, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. And my dear pile number 2, I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye! Hi, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. Today, we're taking a look at how you grew and changed in 2024 and how these changes will benefit you in 2025. Can't wait to get into your reading. As I was saying to pile number 2, pile 1 was very interesting. Pile 1 and 2 were super interesting. And I'm very excited to find out about your reading. how it's going to come out, because yeah, like I keep saying, today's reading has very interesting energies coming out. Very a lot of things that I wasn't expecting, the types of changes, the results that it's bringing about, the predictions that are popping out because of these results. Yeah, like I said, very interesting reading. Let's find out what you've got. So your significator card is the Magician. Your crystal is the beautiful Bloodstone point. And if you've picked your pile using your zodiac signs, then in that case, the signs for this pile are Capricorn, Pisces, Cancer, and Aries. Welcome to your reading. If these are not your signs, please don't worry about it. It's just another way for others to pick their piles as well. And the Emperor is the first card that popped out in this reading. There's something about power and stability here, but we'll find out in due time. If these are not your signs, please don't worry about it. Like, did I mention that? It's just different ways for others to pick their piles as well. Okay, let's take a look at your oracle cards first. So sorry, just adjusting something. You've got Deception of Tungal. We'll read about the story together. I have a short description of the story in the guidebook. Haven't read it yet. It's the keywords here are deception, obliviousness, and danger. Right? When we'll see how this relates to your story of growth. You've got birthing with the release. Okay. You've got Moon in Taurus with stability. Just like the world tortoise in Hindu mythology, and really in other mythologies as well. And you've got the golden egg. Talk about birthing something unique. I'm really wondering now. And the chakra that you've got is an overactive crown chakra with I sense knowledge overwhelm. Wow. Okay. Let's keep that here. And let's take a look at your tarot cards. Like I mentioned, the first card that popped up in your reading was the Emperor card. The Emperor, we can see the mountains. We can see the ram and the crown, and we can see the Emperor himself. All right. You've got the Chariot, the Justice card. I got 3 major arcana. The Two of Cups, as well as the Moon card. And we will expand on your reading. I will be like, we have a lot of space here. We'll definitely be using, but I feel like these popped out. Let's respect that and see what it says first before we pull out any more cards. So how did you change, my dear pile number 3? Well, let's start off with your story. Where's the guidebook? Right. So, Deception of Tungal. Oh, it's right at the beginning, page 9. Deception of Tungal. So it says, right, the keywords are deception, obliviousness, and danger. A compassionate fruit farmer offers refuge to a seemingly helpless maiden who suddenly appears on the banana farm. Love blossoms, but as the farmer's health deteriorates, his suspicions about his wife's true nature grew, and his friends urged him to seek out the truth. The farmer tried to seek out any trace of her past, and in his investigation revealed a malevolent secret. The maiden is actually a bloodthirsty banana demon that was feeding on his blood at night. Oh my God, that took a steep turn. This tale urges discernment and resistance to superficial charm. Oh, the magician. The alluring surface can hide peril, and the seemingly innocent may harbor ulterior motives. This card is a warning advocating vigilance and wisdom in matters of trust and the heart. Beware of being ensnared by the allure of the maiden, draining your vitality. Of the maiden, draining your vitality. It's a call to protect yourself from deceptive charms that could lead to your downfall. Something superficial, something that charmed you, that turned out to be maybe not that charming after all. That's interesting. You can see beyond the veil of something superficial to seeing deeper than that with the Moon card. Two of Cups for some of you, because the Two of Cups in tarot is the card of love. For some of you, this has to do with love, my dear. Yes, but for others, this has to do with something that you're so charmed about and something that you really love. How does that tie into the birthing and the egg and the world turtle, Moon in Taurus? We'll find out. We'll find out after the commercial break. It'll be funny if there's a commercial break here. Okay. So, you know what? The Two of Cups, it's either love or your love for others, love for someone. Yes, your like romantic love or general, your connections and your deep loving connections with those close to you. So that's the process you've gone through this year. Emotions, yes, the Moon, absolutely. The emotions towards others. And just like your card here suggests, it seems like you've grown a lot when it comes to seeing through the initial masks of others, since we're talking about something being superficial, being charmed easily by others. Yeah, you know, I know this is a story that talks about bananas very well, but I can't help but see this as an onion. I know very well that we're talking about bananas, but just like people are like onions, and when you even their outer mask is like more like an onion, not just like it's not as simple as the face, like their usual inside versus their outside. Their outside, until you really actually reach the core, it's not just one mask. It's layers upon layers of masks. And I say that because I've seen this initially as an onion. I don't know with the purple color, and this layer right there, if you can see what I'm seeing. And so this is leading me to say that there's something about you realizing that there are layers to people. Yeah. That is not as simple as, this person is nice from the outside, and the next layer is that, let's say, evil layer if they have bad intentions. There are so many layers like the onion. And sometimes in peeling the outer layer to see the the outermost layer right after it, you're like, oh, I've seen it all. I've seen the outer layer on how this person acts on the outside, but now I've just gotten into this inside, innermost layer, I know everything about them, I'm good. And then you find that this second layer falls, and that in its own was a mask. And then you're like, okay, that one, that's the inner core of that person. I've seen the outer layer, I've seen the layer that's like in between, and now I'm in the innermost layer. And then, surprise, surprise, that layer falls, and you're like, what's going on? And it's like shock after shock after shock after shock. And it's like, who is this person anymore, right? Who is this person? And again, the layers with the 9 lives of the cats. It's like an outer layer dies and you understand more about this person. Then you realize even that dies, and what's alive now is something else, and so on. There's something about you learning this year that is not that simple, or let's say not that naive. It's not that simple, if I can say. People are more layered and more sophisticated than that. So that's the first thing. Also with the story, we've learned not to be charmed by what appears on the outside. So there's something about you learning, obviously, just as we've read, you've learned that people aren't always as charming as they appear. So I think the egg here and the birthing, the release, I think you're releasing some form of naivety, if I can say, especially with the egg and the little child. You're releasing some form of naive part in you when it comes to understanding deeper connections. And I sense knowledge overwhelm. So your crown chakra is opening up. You've understood a lot about the unseen more than just the seen, what meets the eye. And you're overwhelmed. You're like a layer after layer after layer, like, whoa, 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 what's that? You just learned so much, it seems, last year, or maybe even before. You've learned so much, especially in your deep connections with the Two of Cups. But I love something that you have grown into here with the Justice card. I love this about you, because people tend to go from one extreme to another. Like they tend to go from being overly believing of others to being overly closed. There's something about you here where, with the Magician being your significator card, you're still very capable of enjoying the magic, enjoying people's magic, the magic of connections. You didn't go to the other extreme of being closed off. You found your balance. And I don't know how you did that. We'll find out in a moment. Last year, going that quickly, that personally I haven't seen anyone that I know has done that. But you have. It seems like you found your balance rather quickly. You know, you might have been rushed out of the bus, but you landed on your feet. You landed running. So good for you. Moon and Taurus, stability, exactly. Emperor, stable. You seem to be a very strong, stable person in general. And I think it is this type of stability and strength that allowed you to land on your feet. Despite the amount of shocks, it seems here, that you've gotten along with this story. Yeah. Despite, the shock after shock, it says, I sense knowledge overwhelm. Like, what is wrong with these people? So, but you still landed on your feet. So you found your balance. And you're not closing off people or anything. You're like, I'm still attuned to the magic. I still love it. I'm good. But you're just wiser. You're wiser and more stable. I love this pile. That's definitely something to admire. That's why you've got that golden egg, a unique type of birth. It's not the usual type of birth that people go through, like a birth of themselves. It's a healthy release of the naivety of the inner child and growing into someone wiser and stronger. How did you do that? The Chariot and the Emperor. Well, the first part we know, you're already a strong, stable person. Also with the Mother here, perhaps you had very loving parents, especially very loving mother. And that provided your inner child with a lot of stability and strength to begin with. Chariot. I think Chariot is like speed running. You matched this energy. I think you didn't stop a lot to cry over spilt milk. There's something about you with the Chariot of matching that energy. Of like, fine, so that's how it works. I get it. I'm just going to be more careful the next time. Wow. Did it overwhelm you? Absolutely. Did it make you cry with what I'm seeing as the onion here? Yes, probably made you cry. Probably overwhelmed you and overburdened you even at some point. But you were able to, with the world, you were able to change with this burden. Did you carry it for a while? Did it slow you down? Yes. It definitely had a strong effect on you. That we cannot deny. But after that mourning phase, were you able to pick yourself up and match the energy? Not when I say match the energy, by the way, just so that I'm not misunderstood, I don't mean matching, doing the same behaviors that you don't like that others are doing. What I mean by match the energy is learning how to deal with it. If people are doing that, I'm not going to be crying over spilt milk. I'm going to be careful the next time when I deal with this type of person. I'm going to be careful by not being over trusting right away. Maybe people need to earn their trust. Maybe I shouldn't just give it right away. Maybe I have to understand that it takes time to get to know a person. There are different phases to getting to know people. And even if you trust them, it takes time to really judge their character and so on and so forth. That's what I mean by matching the energy. And if you think about it, it's the same energy as the Moon in Taurus. What is Moon in Taurus? Their emotions are slow and stable. They're not one to take abrupt actions or decisions. Taurus, Moon in Taurus especially, oh boy, they love to take their time. So you're like, we're slow. We're taking it slow. I'll enjoy the process. I'll enjoy the magic, but I'm taking it super slow. I'm not going to rush the process of getting to know someone. I'm not going to rush the stages of getting to know someone. You can't be rushed as a person either. Moon and Taurus, Emperor, absolutely. So you've realized that the best way for speed is to slow down. And enjoy the magic anyways. Slowing down means you're not over expecting things, means you're not building castles in the clouds that are able to fall quickly. It means that every stone that you place is a true, real one. And so even if it turns out that this person wasn't their true, what their mask is showing, at least you've taken your good time to absorb and understand and realize that. You're not standing there after having taken a long shot and being shocked. Your stability and building brick by brick, at least the bricks you put, these ones are deserved, and thus you're able to understand the sophistication of a character better. Well, it means that this person is good in that area. That was true, but not so good in that area. And because you're taking things slowly, nobody's able to fool you as quickly. So boy, it's like you've went from 0 to hero with the golden egg, to the Emperor. You've matured very quickly. Like from naivety to very good judge of character, to stability, to strength. And like I said, you must have had very nurturing, loving parents that were able to give you that inner strength and stability to do that. Or not necessarily, you were able to mother yourself and nurture yourself into that. So that's there as well, for sure. Speaking of which, pile number 1, right in that place, it was another card, I don't remember which deck it was, but they had right in that place a mother and a child. Yeah, it was that deck actually, a mother and a child. So I would say if you were drawn to pile number 1, I highly recommend it. It's a different type of reading, obviously, but I think the connectivity and the synchronicity allows me to feel like for you, if you're drawn to it, that they would definitely connect with you. Okay, let's expand on your reading now. Now that we've understood it, you've got the Page of Swords. It's like you've gotten an antenna now. Your intuition has become so strong because of your newfound knowledge, what you've learned recently with the Page of Swords. Page of Swords are learners, definitely curious learners. They love to observe well, as you can see, and learn, watch and learn. So Page of Swords tells me that you've got a strong antenna now to you. You're like, that behavior is a total red flag, or that is a total green flag. You've really learned with the Page of Swords. You're able to observe and watch and understand. See, that's why I've got seeing beyond the veil. I don't know what else made me notice that from the very beginning. Something about seeing beyond the veil, maybe the mask, perhaps when we were reading the story. Yes, you're able to now see beyond people's facades. Yes. Okay, Page of Swords, you've got the Star cards. Star card was pile number 2. Again, I highly recommend as well pile number 2. It was their significator card. So, and actually, we do have space for one more card. And you've got the King of Pentacles. Funny, this King of Pentacles strikes me as someone who's very humble. I mean, they're very fortunate. This is the King of Pentacles, but they're very humble. It's not a card that's full of showing off. In fact, most of the focus is on the King of Pentacles himself rather than on the wealth and the kingdom that he's got and everything. If we look at the King of Pentacles, he's a very humble person. That's what I'm noticing. There's something about you putting now aside everything and focusing on the facts with the King of Pentacles, facts of the person themselves. Almost like, what do they bring to the table? Not what they have, not what they're saying they have or do, not what's charming you, none of that. Everything is put to the side, it seems. And you're looking purely at what the person is doing with the material. What is the actual result? Are they keeping their word? Are they, like, what are the actions? Are they keeping their words? Are they actually a hard worker? Are they actually someone that shows up on time? Are they actually saying the truth? Is it showing? Is the truth showing by time? So you're taking by actions. You're taking by what you can measure with the material. And the Star cards. Oh, in 2025, it seems like because of this antenna that you've now found and your capability of now looking at what others are doing, like you're seeing through people now. Look at the difference here. Here is a mask, and here is someone who can see through people, right through them. Especially something about you having the intelligence to read their emotions with the water stream here. And putting everything else aside being able to measure, as we said, measure what they bring to the table or their actions. It's not what you say, it's what you do. Are you holding up to your words or your image? That sort of thing. And oh yes, with the star card. What is that leading to? Because of your balance with the Justice card, your balance, your strength, your capability with the Chariot to match that energy, taking all of the right actions and precautions and learnings, as well as your actual capability of reading through the unseen. You see, reading through the unseen. It looks like in the area of love or deep connections with others. In 2025, the star card shows that you will find golden people. You will, in fact, be nearly collecting them. The stars, I don't know, it looks to me like you're going to find wonderful people. Almost to a point, wonderful people that are not showing off. Remember, we were just talking about the facade. Wonderful people that are wonderful for who they are. And it looks like you'll be able to collect them one after the other. Find them one after the other. You'll meet someone here, you'll meet someone there, and you will have the eyes to see them and bond with them. And you'll have like a collection of wonderful people in your life in 2025. And it's like you're all stars. All of you are golden eggs, golden stars coming together. But I have a surprise for you. One of them is going to be, with the star card and the King of Pentacles, a huge deal. You will find your golden star, golden egg in 2025 when it comes to deep-founded relationships. For a lot of you, it's even love relationships. It's like, oh my God, I have found my person. I'm the luckiest person to have found someone like this. What is this golden person going to be like? And how are you going to meet them? Strength card. Two strong people. Strong people in different ways. But because it's not about facades or games, it's about people who understand how to deal with each other. It's exactly like when you look at someone with admiration. Most people would look at what they admire and be intimidated by it. And thus, when the connection happens, it gets ruined by time. Because instead of learning to admire that energy and work with that energy without interfering in it because one is intimidated, here you are instead able to hold that energy and they are able to hold you too. Because instead of intimidation, you're learning to enjoy that energy without interfering in each other's energies and causing chaos. And thus, the two of you able to handle each other in harmony. And like I said, both of you have different types of strengths. Very admirable strengths, where most people, just like the facade, would love to be with this person. Most people would love to be with you, whether this is love or friendships. But it's not easy once you come close, handle an energy like that. And with that type of balance that you've reached, and who knows what this person has done as inner work, because of your great balance, you are definitely, you two, able to deal with each other, enjoy each other's admirable characteristics, enjoy each other's strengths without being intimidated by it, without being fooled by it, that and the other, taking things slow, and all of the things that you have learned, especially when it comes to matching energy. There's something admirable that you've done here, matching the energy, learning from the outside. And you had to learn these lessons to be able to hold such energy, and for them also to be able to hold such energy like that. You have a beautiful person waiting for you in 2025, especially a special connection happening in 2025, and also beautiful people that you are going to collect, and I say this of course in the most beautiful way, in your life. You're going to be surrounded with wonderful people, especially this year. 2025 seems to be a year that you will be meeting wonderful people. It will really feel like magic. You have learned this year to enjoy that magic without crying, without being shocked by it, because you know that everything has a yin and a yang. And so you've learned to match that, or at least you have understood that everything has both energies. You must have both energies. And that type of growth is allowing you to find these key people this year. Beautiful, beautiful, my dear pile number 3. Very admirable what you've gone through, especially how you've handled it and what's happening. I love your reading and I wish you the best of luck. And yeah, this was your reading. If you've enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. And my dear pile number 3, I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye.